Yo, what's going on YouTube? It's your boy GZTV here. We're back with another video, and we're back with a tier list. This is like the second tier list I have done on the channel. This is rap albums and their rankings. A tier list maker by... who made this template? Does it say? I like to give credits to the creator, but it doesn't say. I don't know. But we're just going to be going through these albums: classic, great, good, average but underrated, average, average but overrated, below average, bad, and horrible. We're going to use the horrible. I decided we're going to use the horrible section to put albums I've never heard of on there, or like haven't listened to, and maybe I will listen to some of these albums. Maybe the albums in the horrible I'll write down and I will react to later. But yeah, let's get on it. Let's start with 17 by XXXTentacion. Pretty good start here. I love this album. It's a debut album, studio album. It's good. I would definitely say it is good. 1999 by Joey Badass. I have heard this one before. I don't know if you can see it. I have heard it before. It's great. No, it's good. Realistically, it's probably better than X's album, but I like X's album better. J. Cole. Album's average. I'm not really a big fan of 2014 Forest Hills Drive. I'm not a huge fan of it. So I'm going to put in the average but underrated category. All American Badass by Joey Badass. Average. I would say it's average. 1999 is by far Joey Badass's best album, in my opinion. Next we got these two. I know these are from Anderson .Paak, but I have never listened to them. I think they are Malibu and I forgot what the other one was called, but I know it is an Anderson .Paak album. So if you guys want me to listen to some Anderson .Paak, I will for sure do that. Next, we're getting into... we had a lot of good albums on here. I'm excited. Aquemini by Outkast. Average. Good. It's good. I feel like it's the worst album in good. I love Outkast, but the enjoyability... I don't know. I like Aquemini, but this is I think this is like Texas Boy by Kevin Abstract. I haven't listened to that album, so if you guys want me to listen to that album, let me know. Testing from A$AP Rocky. I would say it's average. It's really not the best album out there. We haven't gotten to an insane album just yet. Astroworld by Travis. I'm going to put it here in good. I think it's the best in good. I don't care what you rap talkers say. I feel like this is definitely the best album in good. And it's funny because I haven't had to scroll up yet because we haven't had some insane albums just yet. But starting now, at long last A$AP, I'm putting that album in great. I have high praise for A$AP Rocky if you haven't learned already. Yeah. Beware the Book of Eli. It's probably the worst album that I know of, but it's still pretty solid. It's average. Beware the Book of Eli. It's definitely Ski Mask's probably worst project out there. Next we have... I don't remember what this album is called, but it is a Schoolboy Q album. I'm going to put it down here because I don't think I've heard of it before. Horrible does not mean, by the way, horrible does not mean that I think it's horrible. Iridescence by Brockhampton, another album I haven't heard of before. I listened to this one and I thought it was... I think it's better than Forest Hills Drive, and I think this one is as well. I think those two albums kind of belong in the same. They're a part of the Saturation series. I think the guy in the car is Saturation, maybe not. Oh, Because the Internet. That's a great one. I love this album. I like what they're doing with the animation. That looks cool. Should we move Travis up to great? I don't think that album's great necessarily. Chief Keef, Finally Rich. I would say it's good. I would say it's good, but it's probably like the worst album in good. Now what am I saying? Honestly, it's like right here in average. I almost overrated that for a second. I like Chief Keef, but that album isn't like the craziest ever. So we'll just roll with that. Daytona. Oh my goodness, I love Daytona. It's going into great. I don't care. Daytona Pusha T is a great album. If you're reading it, it's too late. Honestly, the best album by Drake, not the best album by Drake. What am I saying? The best album we've reviewed so far. Take Care is overrated. Take Care is extremely overrated. I don't think it's as good as people think. It's man, I'm very tempted to move. No, I can't. That's not a great album, you know. Views, average but underrated. I'm kind of bouncing around. I'm sorry, boys. I need to slow down a little bit, maybe. Well, actually, we have a lot of albums, so maybe not. After this, I'm going to be watching Preseason, so that's fun. 2K stream coming later. What a time to be alive. I think this is I don't think it's better than Views, personally. I'm just not that big of a fan of this album. It's got some banger of songs, but Views is just really good to me. Dr. Dre 2001, probably somewhere in average. Honestly, no. Why is it said like that? These are not average albums. Literally none of these albums are average. None of these are average. I would say this is average and underrated. I don't know why those albums are why is the tier list like that? I don't really like how the tier list is. DS2 is great. I'm going to put DS2 in great. I'm going to put it ahead of Take Care because I like it better than Take Care. Doris, in my opinion, great. In my opinion, it's the third best album we have looked at so far. I love Doris. It's fire. I'm not sure what this album right here is. Let me know what that is in the comments. There's a Freddie Gibbs album I've not heard of. Pinata I haven't heard of either. I will probably get to that. I haven't heard of. Man, I haven't heard of any of these right here. No, I haven't heard of any of those. What is this, For Your Eyes, or like Love Yours? For Your Eyes Only, I think. I would say it's like right here. It's average. I feel like it's an average album. Born Center, though, is good. It's probably the worst album in good, in my opinion, like based on my enjoyability, but it's good. That's good. KOD's. I love KOD. I have high praise for KOD that a lot of people don't have. I really like KOD. Impossible Story by JID. I've only heard like one track from it, so no. Okay, we're getting into Kendrick. I love this. Best album we have looked at so far. Damn is the second best album we have looked at so far. And T-Pab is a classic. So there's that, my opinion on those Kendrick albums. We got KOD. KOD is good. It's like right here in good, I would say. I don't think it's great. I'm just not a big Lil Pump fan. I mean, there's reasons for that. I feel like. Man, we got a lot to go. Who is this? Is this the Little Sims album that dropped this year? If you guys want me to listen to that, I will. But these two right here, I have never heard of. There are so many I haven't heard of, but I know they're elite. Uzi, I love this Uzi album. So if you see me put it in good, do not be flustered. I love this Uzi album. It is my favorite Uzi album. Love Is Rage 2 is great. It's very consistent. Swimming, I'm not a big Mac Miller fan, but I am willing to put it like right there in good. I'm not a big Mac Miller fan at all. That's like the one artist that a lot of people hype up that I'm not a big fan of, and I haven't heard of this Mac Miller album. Maybe this weekend I can react to it because it is coming to streaming services. Maybe that's what I'll do. Show some love. Eating, I think it's like watching TV with the sound off or something, if that's what that album's called. I know this one's called Faces. Oh, Mad Villainy is an absolute classic. Let me move up. You're not just good, you're a classic. Mad Villainy is the second classic on the list. Championships. Honestly, like right here in average. It's probably where Championships lies. Culture, the first Culture. Okay. I would say average but underrated. I think that's a pretty good spot for the first culture. Mobb Deep. I know this is Mobb Deep, but I'm not sure what the album is. I've never heard of it. Oh, we got a classic on our hands, of course. My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. Absolute classic. Love it. That is our third classic so far. Nasir is very underrated. I don't know if it's average even. I think it's good. I think it's like right there and good. I love this Nasir album. It's absolutely amazing. I can't say I've heard this Jaden Smith record. I know it's from him. 8T Aliens. I haven't heard that one either. I've only heard Stankonia, and I love Stankonia. It's great. It's probably, hold on. It's probably right about here. Nah, Drake's album's better. I love Stankonia. Playboy Cardi's album. Dude, what is this kid doing? Jesus Christ. Okay. Playboy Cardi self-titled is probably, honestly, like, personally, it's like right there. I love this Playboy Cardi album. I don't remember what this Vince Staples album's called. I don't know what that one is either. Scorpion is the second worst. The second worst album. Nah, I can't do that. This is good. I'm not going to treat it as overrated, underrated. I'm just going to treat them as their own tiers. So, if you guys don't like my takes, I don't know what to tell you. Section 80 is amazing. Oh, sorry, boys. Section 80 is underrated. It's great and underrated. That's what I'm going to say about that album. No, that's my third favorite Kendrick. That might even be my first favorite, actually, but relatively, or realistically, it's not his best. I'm going to go ahead and do it with some rap songs. I know you guys are going to call this a rap talk moment. I'm putting this, we'll put it like right there and great. I love some rap songs. We're getting into some good albums here. Stokely. I actually really enjoy Stokely. That's a pretty good one. Honestly, it's probably best and average but overrated. I really like Stokely. I enjoyed it. I don't know what this album is. We actually listened to Summertime '06 by Vince Staples, and I enjoyed it a lot. I'll probably put it right here. And good. I really liked Summertime '06. We listened to 2 albums from him. I think we're getting to his other one a little later here. Taboo, love it. I'm going to try to find a spot. Taboo is right here. Honestly, I love Taboo. Taboo's right there. It's fire. Great conceptually. I don't even know I've seen that album art before, but I don't know who that is. Or Life of Pablo. Hold on 1 second. Let me scroll up. Life of Pablo. That's an interesting one, actually. I have a feeling that it's like right there and great. I love the Life of Pablo. It's fire. Dude, I love what they did with that Gambino pick. I keep talking about it. I'm not sure what this album is, but next we got a Roots Things Fall Apart album. And if you see any of these albums, you're hating on me because I haven't listened to them, just let me know. I will listen to them for myself. The Roots Things Fall Apart. It's really good. I love this Roots album. I don't know. I would not say it's average. I would say it's about right there and good. I really like the Roots. I like what they do. I love Black Thought. He's one of the best rappers of all time. I haven't really said that on here, honestly, but there you go. Saba. I know that's from Saba, but I've not heard of it. I've not heard of it. Is that Dram? Man, there are so many of these albums at the bottom here that I wish I have listened to before. Should I have went through the albums first and like kind of separated them? Big Fish Theory. I find myself coming back to Big Fish Theory more than some. No. Absolutely not. And honestly, J. Cole's album's probably better than that. It's good though. It's good. Vince Staples got some solid stuff. FM is a Vince Staples album I've not heard of. I haven't heard Wolf. Wolf, man, I love Wolf. I would say it's like right here and good. I love Tyler the Creator, obviously. Ye is underrated. I wish they had a good but underrated. Ye's album is underrated. Like for what it did and the amount of songs in it, I just have to put it like right there and great. I love Kanye's discography. You're gonna find that as I like go through all these. Did he miss any Kanye albums? Honestly, I don't think so. He might have missed College Dropout. Yeezus though, man, Yeezus is awesome. At least we don't have any bad albums on here. Yeezus is awesome. Yeezus goes crazy. I love Yeezus. I would probably put it right there and great. I like it better than The Life of Pablo. I think I'm going to switch spots here. I'm going to put Yeezus like right there. I love Yeezus. I put it in high regard. This Thugger album, I know some songs from it, but I have not heard of the album. So if you guys want me to listen to that, especially since Thugger's dropping this week, let me know. Cherry Bomb. Cherry Bomb's not crazy. It's not crazy good, but I would say it's the only Tyler album in the good category. Like, that's how consistent he is. I would say right about there's where Cherry Bomb belongs. Question mark by X. Man, I do not like moving back and forth. Question mark by X is probably. Is it better or worse than 17? Let me think here. Worse. Honestly, it's like back here. It's like back here. That's a pretty soft spot. I'm not sure whose album that is. I think that art kind of looks familiar, but Goblin by Tyler, I do know what that is. This is worst album we've probably looked at so far, but it's not terrible at all. I like it better than Forest Hills Drive. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I definitely like it better than that. No, I don't. No, let's put him back here. It's better than Nazir. I would say that's a pretty good spot for Goblin. Actually, there's two albums that are in the good category from him. Sire by I know this is from Jaden Scott, but I have not heard of this record. So if you guys want me to react to it, let me know. We got Nas. I am almost warranted to put this in classic, but like, I feel like it's like right here. I don't think it's a classic necessarily. It is a classic, but not compared to the albums that are actually in the classics list, if you know what I mean. That is Tribe Called Quest album that I haven't listened to before. Culture 2, Culture 1 was better. Culture 2, I would say we do this. I'm not a big fan of Culture 2. It's pretty overrated. It's pretty average. I'm not a big fan of it. You guys can hear me. Yeah, you can. Alright, bet. Let's continue. Die Lit is borderline classic. It's Playboi Carti's best album. And I don't know, man. Do you know what? Some rap songs needs to move up like one or two spots. It's slightly better than Self-Titled. That's probably a good spot for Die Lit. This Amine album is actually pretty solid. I'm gonna probably put that right here. It's average but underrated. I don't know what that is. Atrocity Exhibition. I have high regards towards that album. I love it. It's amazing. It's probably right here with Yeezus. Honestly, and great. It's fire. I love Atrocity Exhibition. There is a Schoolboy Q album. I think it's Oxymoron. I haven't heard that album before. Dude, there's so, man, I feel bad. There are so many hip hop albums that I have not heard of. I haven't heard. I've heard of it. Um, Let me know. I'm gonna write this down after I record the video. Brockhampton. I don't remember which saturation this is. It might have been 2, but this is their best one. It's the one I actually reacted to on the channel. The other 2 I've heard before, I believe. I love Roadrunner. I wish Roadrunner was on here. Birds in the Trap Sing Midnight by Travis. Better than Astroworld? Yeah. I would say it sits right here. No, it's not great. It's not great. No, that's too much praise. Guys, you're gonna hate me for like putting this above like Mac Miller and Joey Badass. I know that's how you guys roll, but I'm not a big fan of those guys personally. That's why yeah. Never heard of this album, don't even know what that is, but Chance the Rapper coloring book. I love this album. Love it. It's very enjoyable. It's fun. I would honestly put it right there and good. It's fun. It's a fun listen. Channel Orange, haven't heard it. I'm not even kidding you guys. I have not heard Channel Orange before. I don't know what that is either. That is DiCaprio, the first one. I have listened to the first DiCaprio by JID, but I haven't listened to the, or I've heard the second one, but not the first one. So that's that. You Will Regret by Ski. Honestly, like in terms of like the SoundCloud sound, it legit might be like right here. And honestly, Cheap Keef's probably better than J. Cole's now that I'm looking at it. But that album's average. It's not anything crazy. Flower Boy. Wow, dude. Flower Boy. I love Flower Boy. Love it. It's honestly my favorite Tyler the Creator album. Dude, I have to like, man, what am I gonna do? This album is so special. I don't know if I want to put it first. You know, that's those 2 are interchangeable. Good Kid, Mad City, and Flower Boy are very much interchangeable. Blonde. Oh, they're hitting us with some insane albums. I'm putting Blonde in the classic. I think Blonde's an absolute classic, especially. This isn't even a rap album, but like for the pop genre, Blonde is a classic. Absolutely. Excuse me. Good for you. Let me look at the track list for these albums actually to like familiarize myself. Good for you. I don't think like let's see. Hold on one second, my guys. I apologize. Oh, that was 1.5 by Amine. I like good. Personally, I like Good for You better than this. I'm gonna put it slightly better. It's average and underrated. Oh man, you done it. Graduation. I think it's a classic. You know what? You might as well put Good Kid, Mad City in the classic category as well. Like those albums are both like the same level for me. I don't know what that album is. So yeah, Igor is honestly a classic. I think it's Tyler's classic. I think it's Tyler's big album. It's absolutely a classic. I love that album from Tyler. Imperial I haven't heard of. This album I haven't heard of. This album I haven't heard of. Oh my goodness, Veteran JPEG, nice. Let's go. I love that. Veteran by Peggy. Let's see. I liked it, but I don't know how high I'm gonna like rate this puppy. Probably right there and good. I liked it, but it's not like crazy. It's nothing crazy, I wouldn't say. Untitled from Kendrick. I mean, people give it high praise, but I don't see it being like super. Ooh, I apologize. But where are we at? Okay. I don't know if I clicked off to the wrong page for you guys or not. Let's continue. Untitled is not this low, though. I would say it's right there by Ski. I would put in the average and underrated category. Late registration's probably in the great category. It's in the great category somewhere. It's like top notch great. It's probably like right here. Nah, it's like right there. Man, I love Kanye. Like, it's probably the best album in the great category. Now that I think about it, love that album. Love the messages on it. Everybody by Logic isn't insane. It's not like crazy. I would say it's good. I would say it's barely in the good category. We got some albums left. I don't know what that is. It's probably about. Oh my goodness, Rodeo. We gotta, like, trap wise, it's a classic. Travis has the classic in there. If they had Al Farrow, I'd put it in great. If they had Al Farrow on here. But of course they don't. I'm an Al Farrow enthusiast. I love that album. I would say both of these RTJ albums are in the good. Like, right here in whatever order you want to place them. Like, they're both kind of together. Yeah, they're both kind of together in this good category. Oh my gosh, this A$AP Rocky album's great. Both of the big albums he's put out are great. And honestly, where do I want to put it? Like right here. I love A$AP Rocky. Honestly, Life of Pablo is probably realistically like here. I think that's a good spot for Life of Pablo, and you guys can tell who my favorite artists are based on my album placements, of course. Crash Talk. I'm not crazy on it, but I don't hate it. I would say it's like right there on the list is average and underrated. Mud Boy. I listened to this one, I think. It's like right here. It's average and overrated, I guess. I've seen that album cover before, don't know what it is. I think all of these albums I've never heard of before. So that pretty much does it for the list. There you guys go. There is Classic All the Way Down, which is pretty much the only albums that matter, is the ones that show up in the frame. I don't know if you guys can see that well. You guys kind of can. But I named them off. But yeah, that's going to do it for the video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I have a lot of fun doing tier lists, but I'm pretty much out of ideas for tier lists because I'm mostly a music channel and specifically rap. So I don't know if I could go into like pop music or not. But yeah, look forward to later tonight a 2K My Team, either just like an hour episode like we usually do, we hop on Unlimited and play, or I might just get on with the boys and grind the My Team, because the boys have definitely gotten into My Team recently. But yeah, tomorrow night, very exciting. Very exciting. Young Thug is dropping his punk album, and I'm going to listen to that the second it releases, so make sure you're here for that. I'm so excited. The feature list looks stacked, and people are saying Thugger might drop his best album ever, and I didn't really get any of the Thugger albums on this tier list that I wanted. I probably should have picked a little better of a tier list, but this is probably the best I was getting, like in terms of variety and in terms of stuff that is kind of more down my alleyway. But yeah, the TikToks have been kind of slow. I will try to get back to those soon. I'll probably do some more like 2020 album ratings and ranking and reviewing them and like putting notes on the side and stuff like that. A lot of you guys actually kind of like that format. Yeah, that is gonna do it. I don't have much else to say. I'll probably see you guys around 10ish. I'm gonna give myself a little break to watch some basketball for a little bit. Then I'm gonna hop back on and grind. And depending on what I feel like, I may stream at 10 or maybe even later. But yeah, it's GCTV. Leave a like, comment, subscribe. I am out of here. I hope you guys have enjoyed some of my videos recently. Some of my content has been kind of dry. I hope you enjoy whatever you're interested in. You don't have to watch all of my videos. You just have to find stuff that interests you. I do music, I do video games and sports. Maybe find an alley there.